Synonymous with the skyscraper for more than a century, New York City's skyline is home to some of the tallest buildings on Earth. Continuously evolving, the 21st century has seen engineers maximise value from the small sites left on this desirable island by creating some staggeringly slender towers. But now, with a building rising 435 metres from a site that is just 18 metres wide, the city has become home to the thinnest skyscraper ever constructed. Located to the south of Central Park, 57th Street's proximity to Carnegie Hall and the Plaza Hotel has always given it an air of prestige. But with limited land available and without direct views of the park itself, property developments in the area were always encumbered. That all changed in 2014 with the completion of the super tall 157, a slender residential tower that was able to rise 75 stories from a small site to offer views of the park and healthy returns for its investors. The team behind the project had spent 15 years acquiring air rights from neighbouring properties and stacking them onto their site, enabling their tower to rise while preventing surrounding sites from blocking the view. Proving that enough floor area could be created on a small site to make such a project financially viable, and that park views weren't reserved for streets bordering the park itself, 157 ignited a super slender development boom in Midtown, and with prices soaring, the area around 57th Street quickly became dubbed Billionaires Row. Though plans for a modest skyscraper at 107 57th Street had been around since 2005, it wasn't until the site was amalgamated with several others, including the historic Steinway Hall, that the 111 West 57th Street or 111 W57 project was born. First constructed in 1924 and now a protected New York landmark, the Steinway Hall had to be preserved and restored as part of any new development. While other towers nearby went for contemporary designs, SHOP architects conceived a tower that would extend the hall's classic 1920s style onto the skyline. Faced with such a small site footprint, engineers conceived the thinnest skyscraper ever constructed, a 435-metre 85-storey tower with a width-to-height ratio of 1 to 24. Stepping back as it rises, 111 W57 would nod to the iconic setback designs of New York City's most famous towers, while creating terraces for residents and an elegant profile that dissolved into the sky. With works to restore the Steinway Hall already underway, July 2015 saw construction of the main tower commence, and a 67-metre freestanding crane, the tallest ever erected in New York City, was installed on the site. The skyscraper is formed from concrete, with two shear walls on the east and west elevations rising around a central core. Topping out in April 2019, the concrete superstructure is capped with a steel frame crown that creates the tower's step back and, at the very top, houses its window cleaning systems. 111 W57's extreme profile means that it's subject to forces which would largely go unnoticed in a conventional skyscraper. As such, a series of outrigger floors are positioned throughout the tower, while a 730-ton tuned mass damper at its summit provides stability by counteracting lateral forces such as strong winds and seismic events. The tower's structure creates floor-to-ceiling windows that offer views of Central Park to the north and Midtown to the south, while the eastern and western elevations are clad with ornate terracotta and bronze tiles. Inside, the structure's extreme dimensions mean that only 2 elevator shafts are able to serve the residences. To maximise space, the elevators open directly into each apartment and are configured as double-storey cars, with service elevators sharing the same shaft. While 111 W57 was initially set to take 3 years to complete, an array of legal and union disputes, coupled with several incidents on the building site, saw the construction schedule double in length, and completion is now expected in 2021.